Nick,
Hey there, Jen.
I hear you have a problem.
I really had a problem this week. I really had a problem, and you guys helped me out. So should I tell you about it?
I would love to hear the problem that you had this week.
Okay, so I had a site on Wix, which was great, and I took the snippet of code from YouLi and embedded it into Wix, and all of my retreats popped up and populated, and it was great, and people could click on them, and you make money. Terrific. But all the kids today are talking about vibe coding, so I had to learn what vibe coding was. So I decided to vibe code myself a new site. Sounded great. So then I went back to Yuli, grabbed that snippet of HTML, gave it over to Lovable, and said, here, embed this in the site, which looked okay. But then when you actually clicked on the buttons, I thought I broke Yuli and I was scared. So
You broke Yuli?
broke all of
No.
Yuli. I don't think I broke all of Yuli.
So the good news is that you didn't break all of Yuli. You just broke the connection between your website and Yuli. And you wouldn't have noticed that until you had clicked to go live, because when you published on Lovable, you moved your domain from Wix to Lovable. And that domain was something that we also use for the subdomain trips.gonakedevents.com. And so when you moved the top level domain, it didn't bring the subdomain. So it broke that connection. So that's why once you went live with the site, when people clicked on your embedded cards, it didn't go through to Yuli like it should have. The good news is because it was just the relationship, it's just that address between the website and the Yuli trip pages. You just have to put a new record back in. It's a new DNS record, just like you do when you set it up in the first place. So, do you want to show everybody a little bit about what we're talking about here? Maybe show your new site and where those embeds show up.
Not a problem at all. Okay.
So, is this the
So
new site?
this is the new site. This is
Okay.
you know, all vibe coded and stuff. And it's not done, but it's a start. And here's all my trips. So they all look great. That all looks great. But what happened is when I was clicking on these buttons, it was telling me that it was broken and it was bad. But as we found out, it was actually a pretty simple fix. So I contacted help, and the help folks told me to come over to where I house my domain, which I use Namecheap. And so I
Mm-hmm.
brought up Go Naked Events, and they had me go over to the DNS records. Unfortunately, this is something I'm familiar with doing, so it was pretty simple. And let's show all of the records there. And I just had to plug in, oh, was it the
That CNAME record. Yeah, that's it.
record? Yep.
Yes. And remember, you don't have to understand everything that this is. You just have to ask the right people for it. And so we really appreciate it if you do use the white label domain on Yuli and you're moving from one provider to another, whether it's Wix to Lovable, Wix to Squarespace, whoever you're moving between. Just double check with us if you're not sure which of these records need to move over. And I think the problem was that Lovable made you think it was bringing over everything you needed because it just made it really easy, right? It was just like, just click
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
And when it all showed up and it looked great, I was like, whoo-hoo, until we actually clicked on the buttons and they went nowhere. Womp womp.
Womp womp. And another thing to make sure is that your white label email sending records are in place correctly. So that's another thing they may not have brought over. So this is authenticated email sending. It's a service that YouLi provides. A lot of booking platforms don't do, but it does require you have DNS records so that when we send mail on your behalf, it doesn't show up as spam. It shows up as an authenticated email in your customer's mailbox. So you'll also want to make sure that we've got all your white label email sending records in there. So that's another topic, but a very important one. I think the real takeaway here is If you're not as adventurous as Nick, you don't like to just jump off cliffs, that's fine. You can contact us in advance so we can help you through this. But if you do jump off a cliff and you click the button and you move and it doesn't work anymore, just open a ticket with YouLi. We'll give you the correct record so that you can fix that up. So don't stress. But if you don't want any downtime, we do recommend you contact us before you move between providers. And this is also my opportunity to just do general warning on using any AI tool. It will tell you with confidence that everything will be fine until the moment that it is not fine.
Lesson learned.
So this is why we are a human first company and not an AI first company, because we want to make sure that people like Nick get to where they need to be. And if you are using AI, that's fine, but just be aware of the challenges and the fact that often humans are required to kind of pick up the messes that are made by our wonderful AI tools.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your help, Jen, and thanks everybody at YouLi who helped really get me out of this pickle today.
We love it, and I hope that you continue to love Lovable. We may do some more sessions to hear about your experience on that platform. But just remember that no matter which web platform you're using, YouLi can plug in with either embedded trips, like Nick uses, or using bookable links, which we're going to cover on our next Solving Group Travel Problems.
That sounds great. I'll see you then.
Bye.